Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Yes, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching us. Happy Bank Holiday Monday to you all. I hope you're all doing well. What a 24 hours it has been in the world of football. Unbelievable scenes from every news publisher you read, watch, or listen to today. A new story comes out every hour, it seems, about what exactly went down yesterday. Before we go any further, it's a simple question. Please like the video. We need to get up in the algorithms. Help us out there. Right, let's get into this because I purposefully did a video today instead of yesterday because yesterday was such a whirlwind, and I really wanted to digest the situation in full. I wanted to learn about how this was allowed to happen, learn about the good things, the bad things that happened yesterday, and then also see how the pundits and the media have reacted to it, which has really surprised me, to be honest with you. Now let's break down the actual facts of what happened yesterday. Guys, you're welcome, by the way, to comment now and let me know what you think about the protests that happened yesterday at Old Trafford, which has led to Manchester United and Liverpool having their game postponed. I'm also going to give you an update on when the next game could potentially be. There's about 9 dates that we're looking at. But let's look at the facts of yesterday. Big up to Allier and erectile dysfunction, AEGT, man. Big up to you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of yesterday. But we're going to start with this. So around about 2:30, 2:15 yesterday, 200 to 300 Manchester United fans stormed or were let in to Old Trafford and the surrounding areas of the stadium. From what I saw, and I can only say what I saw on the TV, on Twitter, that kind of stuff. I wasn't there, obviously. From what I saw, the first thing that surprised me was, and before I make a comment about what bad things happened yesterday, I will say this, and this is important to remember: the message that they're trying to convey, I think I'm behind it. I'm behind it. And I think you guys should be behind it as well. We don't want American owners in the club, and we want the 50+1 rule. We do. Nothing will change until that's changed by law in the government. But that's what they want, and that's what we believed in, and we get behind that. However, what we can't get behind is these thugs entering the pitch, which they've got absolutely no right to do. And when I say entering, I actually saw a picture. And if you guys have seen this as well, do let me know. I saw a picture of a steward opening the gates to let them all onto the pitch. I mean, have you ever seen anything like this before a game's kicked off? It's unbelievable scenes. I mean, I made my way down to Don Robbie's if the game was going to go ahead, if it wasn't. So the fans get on the pitch. That's the first thing. That's where trouble really starts to brew. Allier saying here that the stewards let them in, which I can actually back up. I saw a picture. Not only have they got on the pitch, which instantly makes the game in doubt, because you have to remember the health and safety, the COVID regulations that all get thrown out the window, and 300 untested fans come on the pitch. It all gets thrown into the air. But then on top of that, they somehow get up into the commentary gantry and they're firing fireworks on the pitch. It's unbelievable. And you've seen a lot of people say these are peaceful protests. I'm sorry, but they weren't. I'm sorry, but they weren't. And listen, of course, there would have been some really strong, powerful messages radiated across the whole world yesterday in a peaceful way. I'm sure there is. But unfortunately, I'd say the 200 to 300 on the pitch and the thousands outside the Lowry Hotel, they're the ones that have made their voices heard, but in a detrimental way, because the game's been cancelled because of it. Now, you could argue that's a positive or a negative. That's up for debate. But there was this thing about it's a peaceful protest. Now, I saw a man have a cut all the way down here, seen a man unrightfully, disgracefully get harassed by the police, beaten up, thrown across the street. I've seen cameras and tripods thrown on the pitch. I've seen kids climbing up on the crossbar. I mean, they were obviously drinking on the pitch as well. And again, I don't want this to sound like I'm having a go or directing this at Man United fans. However, what I have to say in this situation is I can't condone that. That should not have happened yesterday. There's no way that a game of that magnitude should get postponed. Yes, you make your voices heard. Yes, you protest. But that was disgraceful. And let's be honest, guys. If we're being real for a minute right here, if that was Liverpool fans doing that yesterday, you can guarantee today there was no, there just wouldn't be any positiveness about it. And also, guys, an amazing thread of tweets this morning coming out by Big Zoo, a friend of the channel. I've had him on before. And he makes a great point. Guys, imagine for 1 minute if this was a BLM protest. They were made out to be evil and thuggish, says Big Zoo. These men literally just raided a stadium and they're getting praised on Sky Sports because they agree the owners are bad. Why can't we agree the rulers of our society are bad and protest against them and get congratulated on Sky? It's an amazing point from Big Zoo. And listen, no one's really spoken about this at all. No one's spoken about this at all. And it's a really, really important narrative that Big Zoo highlights here because he's right. If that was a BLM protest, there's no way that they'd be getting congratulated for sticking up for their rights. And Barry White, in the comments here, not the Barry White, why is protest in comma quotes? Because parts of it just weren't protests, were they? It was clear violence and trespassing, to be honest. Again, I am not for 1 minute shooting at the Glazers out message. I'm all for it. We're together. We're united in that front. But those guys that got on the pitch and surrounded the hotel yesterday, that isn't a protest. That's not a protest. So that's why the protest is in commas there. Jamie Lane says the Sky Sports pundits could have died yesterday by throwing flares at them. Yeah, this is true. And there we go. So if Liverpool fans did that at Anfield, we would get so much abuse. And the thing today that and this again, this is another reason why I wanted to do this video today instead of yesterday. We've seen on Twitter, online, on TV, huge congratulations going out to Gary Neville. Now, Gary Neville is obviously a legend for Manchester United. He's a great commentator. And 7 or 8 times out of 10, I really back him. And I really do think his heart's in the right place. However, what we do have to remember here is 2 weeks ago, Jurgen Klopp told Des Kelly to calm down, And what he was referring to was the media riling up and rattling up the fans. And Gary Lineker at the time said this is very, very wrong from Klopp to kind of blame the media for riling up the fans. However, fast forward 2 weeks, and you could argue that Gary Neville has incited this protest or this violence. He was seen at the ground yesterday, spudding Man United fans. So he comes across, and again, I do agree with a lot of what he says, but yesterday he definitely came across as a man of the people. But all we have to remember, he's the owner of a football club, Salford City, who have a very, 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 very wealthy owner in Peter Lim. He's also working for Sky Sports, which are one of, if not the driving force maybe to change in football, whether that's for good or bad. And he is essentially firing shots at these billionaire owners who made him a millionaire. So there's a part of me that wants to take things that Gary Neville says with a pinch of salt. It's sad because he's having a go at the people that he has benefited from directly. So it's quite rich in some ways. And again, I do agree with Gary Neville on a lot of things he says. I do. Manchester and Liverpool have very, very similar kind of political ideals. And whether you're a Manc or a Scouser, we all want the same thing. But it's just mental what happened yesterday. It's very, very, very strange to see this situation. Erectile dysfunction says, AGT, I feel you, man. I big up, man. I completely disagree with those causing violence. In my opinion, they should go to jail. However, They need to make a statement. Look at Arsenal's protest 2 weeks ago. It was peaceful. Gaming King says, well said, mate. Yesterday was disgraceful. Those were not fans. They're hooligans. I mean, yes, there was a lot of hooligans, I think, or hooligan activity, or what looked to be hooligan activity. The Americans were saying stuff like, it's a heart back to the hooliganism from the 80s. Some of the scenes that you saw yesterday, and it really was, to be honest. I mean, I really did think. I mean, let me take you back to yesterday. So we're on the Don Robbie stream, right? And again, Ali A, I'm not disagreeing with you, bro. I agree with you. It was a minority. It was about 200 to 300 on the pitch, and then about 4,000 around the hotel. I'm sure within that number, there was definitely some peaceful protests and some powerful messages conveyed. But from what I've seen, and again, I can only go on what I've seen, maybe it was more than a minority. United Stand have put out saying the game could be rearranged for the 15th, 16th of May. So that was the next thing I was going to speak about. As things stand, there is still no new date set for this game. And we look at Liverpool and Man United's fixtures. I mean, United play on May the 6th. We play on May the 8th. They play May the 9th and the 12th. We play May the 16th. We all both play on May the 18th and 19th. And on May 23rd, we both play as well. So technically, if we were going to change this date to the one mentioned here by Ali A, sorry, Gaming Kings, then there would have to be dialogue between us and West Brom, because the broadcasters would need to sign off on the changes. They'd have to reschedule the game. So we're hoping that we can do some kind of deal here with West Brom, that we can maybe put forward a new date for this game. They're talking about May 15th, 16th. But then again, there's also been suggestions that if Manchester United get into the Europa League final, which they're very likely to do on May the 26th, there are suggestions that we could go to Old Trafford after that final. Very dubious, due to the fact that it's very close to June the 11th, which is the Euro date. England also have warm-up friendlies on June the 2nd and June the 6th. And that's the case for the majority of the other nations in the Euro Championships. So anything outside of May the 23rd is looking unlikely, but May the 15th, 16th, still a good 2 weeks away, guys. So we're still going to have to wait for this fixture if it is indeed that date. Thank you for the information there. And big up to United Stand. They didn't condone this. I've seen Flex today on Sky Sports, who's saying, unfortunately, the minority have ruined it. And some of the scenes we've seen today have been unbelievable. But Ali says, but Alex, it was a minority of fans that did stupid things. Some of them were sensible. One person threw a flare, one person destroyed a camera mount, and some idiots hurt someone. The rest was completely peaceful, says Barry White. Interesting. I mean, it'd be good to actually get some numbers on this. Number of arrests, number of injuries, number of, cost of damage. I mean, I just can't get my head around the picture I've seen of a steward letting them all on the pitch. That's mental. That is mental. Kicking balls around. Listen, it's everyone's dream to score at Old Trafford. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to do it at the Stretford End, but I think the game was always in doubt. As soon as those fans stepped foot onto the pitch, the game was in doubt. Because like I said earlier, the health and safety, the cleanliness of the pitch, the posts, the ball, the outside of the pitch, the gantry. I mean, they got far up. It's difficult, this one. It really is. There's so many viewpoints on this. I really tried to come on here and be as informed as I possibly could. That's, again, why I've waited a day to do this video. But there's so many different viewpoints. If you go on Twitter and you're a Man United fan, the praise all belongs to Gary Neville. But if you're a Liverpool fan, where some of us are potentially maybe starting to see through the cracks of some of these statements that Gary Neville puts out. Again, like I said, I am definitely not against the peaceful protests that happened yesterday. I'm all for it. But when it spills onto the pitch, literally, and people's lives are at danger, it comes way too far. Listen, Liverpool fans were taunted when we won the league for the last season, the first time in 30 years during a worldwide pandemic. Of course, we can't. We're not blameless in this. We saw some things last year that we don't want to see. I was there outside Anfield when we picked the trophy up against Chelsea. A big fight happened. I was there. I was standing next to it. So Liverpool fans, again, a small minority, but we're not totally, clear of any blame here, because we've had our moments where things have spilled over, and it's not been good to watch. But the general majority of these protests are good, and I have to say I'm with that. I'm with it. But how those fans got on the pitch is unbelievable. I was watching a guy. I mean, we can put this picture up now, right? A guy was literally stomping around, and it's the thumbnail to this video. He's stomping around with the corner flag in his arm like he's some leader. There you go. Glazer's out. He's got a Kronenberg. No, it's a Strongbow, dark fruit cider. That's what he's got. Other ciders are available, of course, guys. You've got a Norwich fan there in the background having a little wander. You got a ballied up fella there with some kind of beer in his hand, and then obviously this fella here with his corner flag. And now listen, I'm looking at that picture. Let's say that's on the street and not on the fucking pitch. Then I would say, right, I'm all for it, man. But when you go on a pitch, and you can't do that, guys. You don't do that. And again, I'm going to take it back to this point. If this was Liverpool fans yesterday, if this was a BLM protest yesterday, if this was a LBGQ protest yesterday, it would have got absolutely ruined in the press. And my problem here is it's almost like people are giving Man United a pat on the back for this. And again, depending on which viewpoint you have, you could look at it and say that is the case. But there's no room for this scenes or these kind of pictures in football, especially in the biggest game in the English calendar, the two most successful English clubs. Unbelievable scenes. I still can't really pin down whether I think yesterday was a good or bad thing. On Don Robbie's stream yesterday, because we didn't have the audio on the screen, you watch us, we're watching the game. We don't have the audio on the big screen. So they were obviously talking, Cara and Neville, you could see them talking on the TV about what they thought was going to happen, any breaking news. We couldn't hear it. So all we're going off is what people are saying in the comments on Twitter. Robbie comes into the room, and I think someone sent me a tweet saying Stan Collymore has tweeted this, which confirmed it was over. And then instantly, Robbie started clapping, and I think we all started clapping because, yes, it is a seminal moment in football, whether you like it or not. What happened yesterday will never, ever be forgotten. And that's one thing that you have to say Manchester United fans can claim is their rightful place in history, whether they're on the right side or the wrong side. It's a place in history. Heirs of the Kop saying a lot of agendas in place here, Alex. Do you know what? There's so many. And that is, again, why I needed to wait till today, just to read up and soak up everything as much as I possibly could. There are a lot of agendas today. If you go on Twitter right now, people are still talking about what happened yesterday. And realistically, who's to say this won't happen again, guys? Who really is to say this won't happen again? I mean, if United play against Roma away in the Europa League and something happens then, I mean, realistically, if you're the Glazers, for your own safety, you'd want to try and sell as soon as possible. And that's not even bringing in FSG to the question. I think this is obviously a Premier League-wide issue to Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, and others, Newcastle. It's just wild. There has to be a big inquiry now about how this was allowed to happen. Atelier here says, Alex, the stewards have to be responsible for letting them on the pitch. But guys, I hope you're liking this video, by the way. I'm really giving you everything here. I really hope that you're literally liking the video, please. And subscribe if you haven't already. It would really help. Yeah, unbelievable scenes. To be honest, I know it has been a day, but I'm still really digesting stuff in and trying to understand what's gone on here. Obviously, United fans are calling it a proper protest, and I can see a video here on Twitter. There's a lot of clapping, some singing. That's what you want to see. That is of course, it's not peaceful, but in the sense of the word, it is peaceful because in this video clip here, I can see, which is only 7 seconds long. There's no violence, but they're all outside the stadium. And one thing Gary Neville did make a point about, which I actually quite agree with, is he said not only have the Glazers taken United into so much debt, which is 1.5 billion, I think, there's also been absolutely no generational redevelopments outside Old Trafford and the surrounding areas. Saeed yesterday said the stadium is falling to pieces. There's leaks in the roof, raining Trafford. Water's coming through the roof. It's rusty. The seats are old. They've got probably a training ground now in Carrington that isn't even the top 5 in the league. This is all Gary Neville's words, by the way, not mine. He also said the stadium is old. They haven't won a Premier League for 8 years, haven't been in a Champions League semi-final for 10 years. He wants them to put money in. If you look down the road at what's happened at Eastland in Manchester, the Arab owners have completely regenerated the area of East Manchester, which is what United want to see as well, I think. Breaking news, guys. We are seeing some breaking news. The European Super League, Premier League brings in new owners' rule to stop repeat. Let me read this to you right now. There's going to be more to follow on this. The Premier League is to bring in a new owners' charter to stop future attempts to join a breakaway Super League. So a new owners' charter. It follows Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, and Tottenham agreeing to join the failed European Super League last month. This is just coming in the last 5 minutes. All owners will have to sign up to the new rule, committing them to the core principles of the league, with breaches punished by significant sanctions. The league said a few clubs cannot be allowed to create such division, and the Super League proposal, which also included some of Europe's biggest clubs, collapsed within 72 hours after widespread criticism from fans, players, and governing bodies and politicians. Boris Johnson's come out today. Listen, I'm not Boris Johnson's biggest fan at all. I think that's very clear. But he's come out today and said what happened yesterday was shocking, but he also said it's nice to see something is being done about something that needs to change. Where was his energy for the Black Lives Matter protests when he condemned them? And he said people wouldn't kneel down because he didn't believe in signs, not signs, in gestures. He said he didn't believe in the kneeling gesture, but he believes in this. Again, his words, not mine. To finish on this, then, the Premier League said it's determined to hold those clubs accountable for their decisions and actions. We and the FA are pursuing these objectives quickly and appropriately, consulting with fans and government, it said. That's interesting. I mean, there was a shout that a Liverpool-based supporters group have a meeting with Billy Hogan tomorrow, the CEO of Liverpool. If that's true, then that would be incredible. You heard it here first on the Kop TV. Guys, please make sure you like this video. Help me out here. I am going to read out all of your comments here. I can guarantee, Alex, that if Liverpool did that, Gary Neville would be going on in Liverpool, but his own team, he doesn't. 100%, man. And Air of the Kop agrees with you there. Respect, Alex. I think this type of protest will keep happening. Wow. This is reacting now to the news coming in. Like when they left the old league to start the Prem, very similar. Fuck Boris, he don't care. Your words, not mine. Alex, saw you on Don Robbie with X and Saeed and Sophie. You linked up well with them, man. Too funny. Come on, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate all the love that you guys are showing us here on the Kop TV. I'm getting goosebumps right now because we're talking about a passionate subject, and the game that we all wanted to watch was ripped away from us yesterday. So we've now got to wait a couple of weeks, but it doesn't paper over the cracks of the bigger problem here in football. And yesterday, for me, was a real power grab from the fans, taking some power away from the owners. And that's what we like to see, but we don't like to see what happened yesterday with those minority groups getting onto the pitch and causing violent damage. That's what you have to call it. It wasn't peaceful when equipment was destroyed. The debt has nothing to do with yesterday's game. Glazers own the club. No way United fans can afford the 51% plus. Political Klingon. I think Ezra the Cop is describing Gary Neville there. Will they deduct points from the clubs? Who knows? Thanks for the news, man. No worries at all. Yes, Alex, that is true. Fans have spoken and got their voice heard. They have, Stephen, but at what cost? Jamie Lane obviously likes Sophie Rose. Go and show Sophie some love, man. She did a great job presenting yesterday for the first time. And I guess we'll be back with her, for when this game is finally announced again. I have to say, even though we didn't watch the game, that stream, if you get time, go back and watch that, because as much as there was a lot of positive moments of us talking about the events, and there was a lot of funny moments as well. I mean, Saeed and expressions up in each other's faces. I was doing up Dana White and Eddie Hearn. I was in the middle of them trying to split it up. Unbelievable content. Go and watch that now. It's brilliant. How would Gary Neville be against the Liverpool protest when he said last week he's expecting a club like Liverpool to lead the way? The thing with Gary Neville and Liverpool, I mean, you're obviously a Manchester United fan, Barry. Total respect for that. You guys did what you had to do yesterday. I don't agree with everything you guys did yesterday, but it is what it is. How can he be against it? I think Gary Neville is very, very, very quick, and you know this as well, Barry, to put Liverpool down at any opportunity. He's very aware that Liverpool and United are the two biggest teams in England. So, I mean, for Liverpool to lead the way, yes, United should be leading the way as well, though, bro. You've got to lead by example. Let's see what else, some comments. Great comments, guys. Please keep liking the video. Braden, if it was Liverpool, the fans would be called plastics who hate the footballing world. A point I made very early on in this video. Spirit of Shankly, there we go. So the Spirit of Shankly supporters group are having a meeting with Billy Hogan tomorrow to talk to them about fan representatives in the board. Amazing progress. That's progress. We've protested in a way more peaceful way, than Manchester United did yesterday. And now look, we've got actual progress. Do you think Manchester United fans are having a meeting with Glazier? No way. So again, Gary Neville might have seen that and felt a kind of way. Hit them in the pockets. Don't buy any kits next season. They will listen then. Again, I was on Robbie's channel yesterday saying this game being cancelled is tens of millions. The broadcasters lost tens of millions yesterday. Absolutely no doubt about it. All the broadcasters from around the world that were going to show that game yesterday lost tens of millions. And that is a way to hurt people. If you want to hurt the people with the money, take the money away. Don't buy the kits. Don't buy season tickets. Whether we actually do that or not is a different thing, and it remains to be seen. But the point stands. Hit them in the pockets. Jamie Lane, I went to the protest at Anfield against Newcastle. Not once did I think of doing anything United did because it's stupid and dangerous. I mean, X said it perfectly on the stream yesterday. He said, and I agree, he said, as soon as you see injuries, cuts, arrests, then it becomes an idiot thing. That's what he said. It becomes an idiot thing then. If it's done in the right way and it's powerful and progress can be made, beautiful. But once it starts becoming horrible, violent, bottles thrown, missiles thrown, cameras thrown, tripods thrown, fucking fireworks set off in the gantry, that's when it becomes very stupid and very dangerous. Alex, all the owners are in bed with each other, just tap dancing for man's over money. Sky painted fans as thugs, which was wrong. The stream was lit though, even though no ball was kicked. Trust me, bro. Thank you, Cameron. I appreciate that. If you do want to go and watch that video that he's talking about, head to Don Robbie's channel as soon as you finish this video. Even though you didn't get to watch the match, the debate was class. Thank you very much, Cameron. Gary Neville isn't the Messiah. Some very strong words about Gary Neville in this video. When you sat Saeed down, I was so impressed. I know he is your friend, but I was so pleased. Come on, man. You'll have to remind me, Mitch. What did I actually say to Saeed yesterday to sit him down? I think I physically pushed him down because him and X were in each other's faces, bro. So I had to do something. David Tobin with a statement here. FSG have done well for Liverpool. If you watch Stephen Warnock on the football show this morning, he said that he actually isn't FSG out. He just wants more conversations and more connections to be implemented. Listen, Every single one of you guys here has an opinion. You all have your own agendas that you want to happen, you don't want to happen. And I am not here to push any agendas. All I can do is give you my opinion as the owner and the presenter of the Kop TV. I'm not going to sit here and say this and that, because realistically, I want to give you the information to make your comments and let me know what you think. So whether FSG are in or out is down to you guys. Ravi says, I haven't bought a hoodie since Liverpool with Adidas. Alex, you've got to do more videos with Said and X. Well, luckily enough, this game will be with those guys again. We did link up nicely tomorrow. I can't lie to you, Ravi. The line was overstepped by a minority, which is a shame, as those few people who made the protesters all look like rioters. Listen, Curtis, there's three sides to every story. There's one side, a second side, and the truth, right? The police are going to have their side of the story, and the fans are going to have their side of the story. If you look at the arrests and what's shown on the media and the police will come together and tell you that there was X amount of arrests. They showed damage being done to people, to equipment. But then the fans on their side will say, what a protest that was. We got our message. We stopped the game from happening. We've won. But what I will say, Curtis, you say a few people. I mean, bro, to be quite honest with you, on that pitch, there was at least 300 people. It was a few hundred people, bro. And that can't happen. That can't happen. I'm sorry. That is not a peaceful protest. And I don't want to sound like some snitch who's going to go and call the police. But it's like, so if 30 men broke into your house and did that, do you think that would be a peaceful protest? It's trespassing. I don't care. Fans should not be allowed to run on the stadium and fire fireworks, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right, let's get on to some more comments here. Alex, did you see Kieran Maguire, journalist, said that FSG and the Glazers are good friends and they have a good relationship behind the scenes, but on the pitch we are rivals. Mental. You told him not to pipe up because United haven't won a league for a while when he was dissing Liverpool. It was so good. I actually remember what you're talking about now, bro. Thank you. I appreciate the love. FSG just need to show us more love. They do. And they need to communicate, man. Ask us questions. We're the ones that know more than them. They should be asking us every single decision, in my opinion. Not everyone, but Lala FC, we've outgrown FSG, in my opinion. It's not their fault. They can't take us to the next level. I want FSG just in case it happens again, and it does happen. Right, we're going to round it up very soon. I'm just going to get into the final comment. Should the clubs be fined and deducted points? I mean, Liverpool shouldn't. If anything, Liverpool should get 3 points, but that's another story. Who won that? This is a great question, Cameron. Here's how we're going to do this week, right? Who won the competition for the signed kit? So, how about this then? Every single person on this stream right now, and you can see that you've all been commenting and getting in touch with me today, which has been great. I am going to do a show tomorrow on this channel called The Run-In. Now, that is going to be of a West Ham fan, a Leicester fan, a Chelsea fan, and myself to discuss the run in the next 4 games. How do we see things panning out? And listen up, at the end of that show, I didn't want to do it yesterday. There was no fan cams, as you know, and it was a crazy day. The social media blackout, and of course the game being postponed, all crazy. So we didn't want to get lost in that yesterday and give away the signed kit then. But there's still time to enter this. We're going to give this away tomorrow night at the end of the show of the run-in, okay? So be here at 6:30 tomorrow for the run-in, and we will give away the signed Champions 2020 kit. A nice bit of good news for you guys. Instead of so much negativity, we're going to do something good and give away a beautifully framed signed Liverpool shirt from our championship winning season last year. Now, if you would like to win that, please go back on the videos on this channel and find the video, which is titled Win Signed Champions 2020 Shirt, I think it's called. All you have to do is click on that, enter who you think the signature belongs to in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the Kop TV and you could win it. We're giving it away tomorrow night. It's positivity. Don't say I don't do anything nice. In fact, I'm going to give away a signed Champions 2020 shirt. I want subscriptions from all of you right now. If you haven't subscribed to this channel and you're watching this right now, shame on you. I need you all to subscribe right now. Get involved with the competition. And that's a beautiful signed Champions 2020 shirt is going to be going to one of you lot. Right, a few more comments. Then we're really going to stop it. When the match will be rescheduled, I think it's May 16th. Facts, Alex. Call it as you see it, bro. Appreciate that. Everyone agreed with the protest, but it has to be peacefully done. Thank you, Mitchell. Great point. FSG out, says Jamie Lane. We should get a 3 points and abandon the game. Matt Rigby says, hey, FSG out. Last week, we were crying about the lack of competition in the Super League. Liverpool fans want 3 points for United, wanting more in them. Bro, no, it's not that. That's not what no. Listen, we all want a lack of a Super League. We all want to empower football fans. Don't try and make this just a United thing. You can't, bro. And this isn't me having an argument. I'm just having a genuine debate. Do you think Liverpool fans don't want empowering football fans as well? Silly comment, to be honest, mate. Just because you guys went on the pitch yesterday and got the game abandoned, it's not anything to do with us. We shouldn't take any blame for that at all. But what I do think is it has to be done in a peaceful way. And United fans are telling you now, they're so proud of what they did yesterday, which you have to, in a way, respect because they love their club so much. But if it was Liverpool fans, we would be getting called every name under the sun. And that is a fact, Barry. And you know that as well. Emotional stream today. If I win, I will cry, says Jamie. Love that. You must be entered then, Jamie. So we're going to do a live announcement to see who wins that. We're going to put all the names that have entered into a random name generator. But you can only win if you subscribe to the Kop TV. You literally can't win if you don't. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Alex, do you think the owners are really that bothered about the events? Probably not. But it should definitely make some kind of dent in the fight to reclaim power. And of course, 100,000 signatures plus have now been signed. This will be debated in Parliament, the 50+1 rule. And hopefully everyone gets behind it. Mitchell says, top lad. Curtis, much love, man. Another class stream. Alex, in my opinion, if Klopp leaves, you will see the true colours of FSG. Hopefully not. See you at 6:30, bro. Love that, Cameron. Been there from day one. Let's get to 20k subs, followed by 50, and then the silver play button. Inshallah. It's Ramadan, so I thought I would say inshallah then. To say, God willing. Hopefully we can, bro. I'm with you on that one, man. Got to have class when you do these protests. Absolutely. Liverpool. It's been emotional, man. No justification for the violence and vandalism. Big up, Alex, you legend. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate all of your love, Liverpool fans, that you've shown me today. FSG got Klopp to give them that. Right. Guys, there is my thoughts then about the protests that happened yesterday at Old Trafford. Again, just to reassure you all, not for 1 minute am I pointing the finger in a negative way at Manchester United. I'm pointing the finger at those individuals that got onto the pitch and surrounded the hotel. Yes, you make your protest known. Yes, you have a voice, but you don't do that. You do not do that, what happened yesterday. Like I said, whether it's good or bad, what happened yesterday, it will go down as one of the biggest ever seminal moments in English football history. It's unbelievable. Couple more comments. Cameron says he's fasting, bro. Inshallah. Love that. Good luck with your fasting, my bro. Have a good iftar tonight. Ravi says, Alex, big up your channel. I don't understand how you and your channel are not bigger than you are. Do you know why, Ravi? Because some suckers out here ain't pressing follow and subscribe. You're seeing the great content. Please do me a favor and press that subscribe button. Jamie Lane, take care, buddy. Peace out, LA. Love that. And also, guys, a very, very special announcement in my own personal life to come very soon about a move that is happening in mid-July. I'm not going to say too much more on that, but be excited because some great content is on the way. Guys, 6:30 tomorrow. We're here for the run-in and we're giving away that signed 2020 shirt. And there is a video. Finished. Let me know what you think in the comments. Love.